guys, so I decided to share this with you because I wanted to give you a little hack that you can use to help you save time if you are required to cut multiple fabric pieces from a small pattern piece. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So this is a part of a hat that I'm working on. This is the draft pattern, and I have to cut 6 of these. This is a relatively small sewing pattern piece. I would say that it is height. It's about, as you can see, a little more than 6 inches. The width at the bottom portion is less than, well, yeah, it's a little less than 5 inches. So that's a relatively small pattern piece. And again, I have to cut 6 of these. So instead of cutting 2 at a time like we traditionally do with our sewing pattern pieces, I'm going to show you how to cut all 6 at the same time to help save time. Now this is a perfect piece right here because it's got a selvage piece. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut that off so that it doesn't confuse me or throw me off in terms of where I should place the fabric that I actually want to use, okay? So now that I've cut that off, now I'm just dealing with the pattern or the fabric pieces that I want. Now a piece like this is pretty simple and it's straightforward, so it doesn't really matter if you cut the pattern pieces, you know, wrong sides together like I'm doing. You know, but if you have a pattern piece and it's telling you to place it a certain way with the fabric a certain way, meaning wrong sides together or right sides together, then you want to follow that and then just kind of and basically just follow what I'm doing. All right. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and fold this over, wrong sides together, and I'm going to adjust this based off the width and height of my pattern piece. All right, so it's a little bit wide and I do want to conserve my fabric because I do need to use this for some other things. So what I'm doing is I'm just scooting this over until there's not a whole lot of room left by the ends of the sewing pattern piece and the fabric. Okay, so there's not a whole bunch there. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the fabric over. Okay, I'm going to fold it over to where the pieces are about the same width and height. And if they're not an exact match, that's okay. And just adjust it and replace the pattern piece at each fold to make sure that all of the fabric is going to cover where we need to cut, and this will. Okay, so now we've got 4 pieces of fabric, 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the bottom. So I'm just going to fold this over one more time, putting all these pieces here together like this, making sure that we keep it about the same as where we had it, or the same, exact same. And there we go. And what I'm doing is I'm adjusting it and lining it up to make sure, again, that we have enough fabric to cover down on what's required per the sewing pattern piece. And we do. And so what I'm going to do now is place the sewing pattern piece. Move it down so you can see it from top to bottom. I'm going to place it. And as you can see, we've got everything covered. There's no shortages on fabric anywhere where we're about to cut. And now I'm going to pin the sewing pattern piece through all of the thicknesses of the fabric. now we're going to cut everything, okay? All right, so here we are. We've got everything that we need. We're taking the pins out, and then we're going to remove the pattern piece. And voila, there we go. We've got all of our pieces. All right, so again, this is just a little hack that you can use if you need to cut multiple pieces of fabric. And there we go.